Have you ever encountered an error message that just leaves you scratching your head? If you've seen the message, QuerySet object has no attribute, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to unravel this mystery together. I totally get how frustrating it can be when you're trying to display something in your template and instead, you get an error. It's like preparing a great meal, only to find out you forgot the main ingredient. You're not the only one facing this issue. Let's dive into the specifics. One user reached out asking, "Why do I get this error message while displaying my favorites in the template?" They mentioned trying to replace game ID with game and ID game, but nothing seemed to work. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So, what does this error really mean? The message indicates that you're trying to access an attribute that doesn't exist on a QuerySet object. In this case, it looks like you're trying to access game ID directly from a QuerySet, which isn't how Django works. Let's break it down. And stick around. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the error, but also know how to fix it. Plus, I've got a handy tip that will help you avoid similar issues in the future. To address the error message, the user should first understand that the issue arises from trying to access an attribute on a QuerySet object. In this case, the user is attempting to access game ID directly from the QuerySet returned by the favorite games model. Next, the user needs to retrieve the actual game objects from the QuerySet. This can be done by iterating over the QuerySet to access each favorite games instance and then getting the related game object. The user can modify the view function to correctly access the game information. Instead of trying to access game ID directly, they should loop through the favorites and extract the game details. Finally, the user should ensure that the template is updated to display the game information correctly. They can loop through the games list in the template to show the desired details. Fun fact, did you know that Django was named after the famous jazz guitarist Django Reinhardt? Just like jazz, coding can sometimes hit a few wrong notes, but with practice, you can create beautiful music. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests using the get method instead of filter. They explain that filter returns a query set, and if you need to access individual objects, you should loop over the query set. Here's a pro tip. Always remember to check if you're working with a query set or a single object. This simple awareness can save you a lot of headaches down the road. And there you have it. You've tackled the QuerySet object has no attribute error like a pro. Remember, coding is all about learning and growing. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more tips and tricks.